back to Red River Living. We are back in the kitchen, and today we are processing our cucumbers. So we are going to be making dill pickles, some spicy dill pickles, so a couple different varieties. But we basically got our cucumbers out. We have washed them really good. How many pounds did we have?
13?
No, I think it was almost like 18.
18?
I think it was 18 pounds of cucumbers. So we've had a lot of cucumbers picked over the last just couple of days. We've stored them in the fridge, and now we've got them out. We're just cutting the ends off each of them. She is spearing them, as you can see. So we can do two different varieties. And then I'm over here cutting them in slices. Alright, so we have all of our cucumbers cut up. We have a bucket full of spears, as well as these right here, and then we have the slices in here. So we are now heating up our jars. They've been cleaned and sanitized. Mom's gonna pop them in the oven at a low temp, just to make sure they are nice and hot when we go to pack them.
I'm doubling our recipe, so I'm making the brine, and so I've got 2 4.5 cups of water in here, so 9 cups of water already going. And then I am going to add 3 cups of just regular vinegar. And this is just making our brine that we'll pour into the pickles. And then it calls for canning salt. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my water on because this has to come up to a boil. I need to add 4 tablespoons of salt, pickling salt. Make sure it's pickling salt. I'm trying to get it out of that little bitty hole. So there's one. We're just going to let this come to a boil, and then this is what we will pour over our pickles once we get them in the jars and get the spices and everything in the jars. Okay, I am going ahead and filling up our water canners. Once the jars are all filled and sealed, we will put them in the canners and make sure that they're covered, and then they have to water bath for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up the canners.
Alright, so Mom is working on cutting up the peppers, getting the garlic, and then I'm going to go ahead and start stuffing our jars. We have warm, hot jars ready. We have some larger jars in the ovens getting warm. So we're just going to start packing these. Oh! Are we wanting slices in these?
If you want to do the slices in the little ones, or you want to stack, it's whatever you want to do. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Do you want me to do it after you
You can drop it. Adding pickle crisp to.
Whoa! That's that big bug. Right there on the. I have that on me.
What's up there?
Where'd it go?
It landed right there. Is it stinging you?
No, thank you.
quarter these cucumbers up, and getting them in a jar is, I won't say an art, but it's definitely a trick, getting the right size once you put the first layer in, to where the second layer is not too tall. Luckily there's some short ones right here that we got cut that will fit in there.
Alright, to start off, I'm going to be adding the Pickling Crisp granules, and we're doing 2 teaspoons in each quart-sized jar. So the recipe that we're using for inspiration calls for about 2 tablespoons per quart-sized jar of dill seed. We have a combination of dill seed and freeze-dried dill, so we're just kind of using both in each side, using still about 2 tablespoons. And lastly, we're going to add just a little bit of mustard seed into each one. Alright, so there is all of our spices that we're adding to our jars. Next, we're going to fill them with our vinegar and salt water mixture.
I am going to go ahead and debubble the jars, make sure to get all the air pockets out before we put the lids on.
We're fixed to put our quart jars in our water bath, and these quart jars will go in for 15 minutes. Well, looks like we ended up getting about 14 quart jars and 6 pints of pickles made up today. They'll need to set for a few days before you start eating them. The longer they set, the better the taste will be. Thank y'all for watching Red River Living. We'll see y'all next time.